think?
Yeah, once they get all the photographers off the field and get this thing rolling, looks like Smythe's going to take it real serious and start off with the 1986 home run champion as his leadoff hitter.
Smythe with a record of 85 wins and 5 losses last year. Of course, the world champions as they won that championship in Greensboro, South Carolina, and they will be the visiting team. Let's take a look at the lineup for the Smythe Sox. Leading off and playing shortstop will be Doug Brown. Bruce Meade will bat second. Bill Gaddy will be the number 3 man in the batting order. Bill Blake, Rick Wheeler, Perlemeyer the catcher, Whitehead, Hightower, Grissom, Pollock, and Slater, and we're ready to get it underway as the first pitch comes in and hits home plate, ball 1. A little bit low on that one, Mark.
Yeah, they're going to let him get it up to about 12 foot.
Well, here is the first hit of the evening, and it is out of here. A home run. And I think we're going to be able to see a lot of that tonight, don't you? Doug Brown leads off with a home run over the left center field fence.
Right, he's the perfect hitter for this field, dead center field. Kind of a breeze going to right center right now.
How many home runs do you think we will see in this game tonight, Mark?
Well, if conditions are right, we might see about 20, 25.
Bruce Meade will be the second batter. He is the right fielder for the Smythe Sox, and he jumps on the first pitch, rips a deep left field, and over the head of Basin out there, who makes a nice try, can't come up with it, however. And jogging into second base will be Bruce Meade with a stand-up double.
Looks like he hit his head on the fence when he backed up, knocked his cap off, and made some adjustments out there.
Good look at Bruce Meade standing at second base, and stepping into the batter's box will be the second baseman, Bill Gaddy. Gaddy at 5'10", 250 pounds, looked like he might be able to give it a ride.
Bill's been a 6-time All-American himself. He's a tough second baseman, too.
Makes his home in Louisville, Kentucky. These players come from all over the country, don't they, Mark?
They do. They've got a lot of guys on both coasts. Like you said, he's from Louisville, Kentucky right now.
Nelson misses with the first offering, and the next one is in there for a strike, so that evens the count, 1-1.
He holds the record hitting 15 consecutive home runs in one national tournament.
2 balls, 1 strike to Bill Gaddy now. Bud Nelson on the mound. And here is a long drive. Kiss it goodbye. Way over the left field fence for another home run for Bill Gaddy, and that will make it a 3-0 ball game.
He's putting it right up there a little high right now. I think he needs to work it a little bit lower on these guys and move it around some.
Well, we have seen 2 home runs out of 3 batters as you see Gaddy come across home plate and receive the congratulations of his teammates. The Smythe Sox lead the Brian C.C. Creations team 3-0. There's another look at it. Basin, the left fielder, doesn't even bother to give chase at all. He just kind of watched that one sail over his head.
This guy here is one of the longest hitters to come out of the state of Texas right now. I've seen him hit him out of a minor league ballpark, 360 feet, 20-foot fence.
And this is Billy Blake, the designated hitter.
They get it high on him, he's going to hit it over those lights.
First pitch to him is in there for a call, strike 1. Next one is going to hit home plate. That'll even the count. By the way, we have the umpires tonight. Jack Adams is the gentleman behind home plate. Larry Parker is at first base, and Tony Bourgeois is at third. There's a high pop fly, short left. Williams backing out, calls and makes the catch.
That's what he's got to do. He's got to make them wait a while, not groove it down the middle. Hope they miss it.
As you and I were talking before the ball game got underway, one of the keys that you pointed out, Mark, was that everything that is in play has got to be caught.
That's right. Anything inside the wire has got to be an out, or the next guy's going to hit it out of the park.
That brings up Rick Wheeler, the right center fielder, who watches the first pitch outside for a ball.
One of the longest hitters in the game. He's hit quite a few out of Anaheim Stadium in a couple of home run championship tournaments.
2 balls, no strikes. The next pitch is in there for a strike, and 2-1. I guess the question is, how many balls are going to stay in play? There's one right now as it's driven into left field where Mason will pick it up. And he will hold Wheeler at first base with a single.
That's what they've got to do, make them run the bases. If they don't hit it out, they've got to make them run, make them work.
The Smythe Sox lead it 3-0. There is one man out, one man on, as Mark Hurlemeyer, the catcher, steps into the batter's box.
This is his first year over here with Smythe. He was with Howard's last year. Western Steer, one of the perennial champions in softball. Most respected sponsors.
And the first pitch from Bud Nelson is in there. Call strike. Here is a long drive, deep left center field. This one is going to be out of here.
Looks like a welcome addition for Smythe, doesn't it?
Can't argue with that one as he wraps it out of the ballpark. That is the third home run in 5 batters that have come to the plate, and that makes it a 5-0 score.
That's about 300 and, wouldn't you say, 35, 40 feet out there?
I would say at least that far. Look at him unwind on that as he just uncoils that body, and a youngster way out there behind the fence watches it go over his head.
I hope the snakes don't get him out there. He's pretty far out there.
Cecil Whitehead is the batter, and here's the second pitch to him, driven long down the left field line. Basin goes back, makes a nice grab right in front of the fence.
That's a fine play. By the way, we must mention, even though this is in Bryan, neither team has ever played on this field.
Brand new athletic complex here in Bryan, Texas. Just opened tonight as the dedication ceremonies were held just prior to us going on the air. 2 away now. 5 runs have crossed the plate.
It's consensus of opinion this boy coming to the plate right now might be the best all-around athlete in the state of Texas right now.
And here's another shot. It's going to be off the left field fence. Basin will pick it up, and jogging into second base will be Hightower. Britt Hightower with a double off the left field fence. We might talk a little bit about the defensive alignment in slow pitch softball as we go along here, Mark. Of course, most of your outfielders are on the left side of the diamond. Obviously, this is a pull hitter's game.
All the way. And the wind's even blowing to right now, and they're still hitting it out there to left field.
John Grissom, the third sacker, steps in and takes the first pitch for call strike 1.
John's one of the only 2 fellas from the Houston Class 8 team. Hightower, the one that just hit into him.
This one's going to be off the fence, coming around third base. To score is Hightower. Grissom will go into second with a stand-up double, and that'll make it a 6-0 score in favor of the Smythe Sox.
That ball knuckled, and he's lucky he really didn't hit in the head with it the way he was chasing it out there in left field. You know it, Gary?
Tell you what, Basin is getting his work out there, isn't he, in left field?
He is. They may have to change if this keeps up at this pace. Put somebody fresh out there.
Lee Basin, the left fielder. And here is the pitch to the batter, Bill Pollock, who is the first baseman.
This is his first year for Smythe. He played for Emily Bombat last year.
And a drive into center field is going to be in there for a base hit. Grissom will score easily, and that'll make it a 7-0 ball game. And Pollock will pull up at first with a single.
Well, we batted around.
Buddy Slater, the pitcher, steps into the batter's box. Are pitchers hitters in this league, Mark?
On the Smythe team, it's not as critical as other big major teams. They're going to score so many runs. He's not as really a great hitter as he is a pitcher, but he'll hit about 600 anyway. He's a smart hitter. He'll work the pitcher. He'll get his base hits. He'll bat 600, 650. He can hit the ball out of these parks, too.
1 ball and 2 strikes to him as the next pitch lands in front of the plate, and that'll even it up at 2-2.
There you go.
Shot right up the middle, where Tommy will pick it up.
He's a tough out.
Return it back to the infield. There will be runners at first and second. And now we're back to the top of the order, where Doug Brown, who led this thing off with a home run over the left center field fence, steps into the batter's box. Brown's no small fellow, is he? 6'5", 235.
Right. He's working for Louisville Slugger himself, doing some construction work. He's played for some national championship teams for many years.
Ball 1 to him. And the next pitch is outside. 2 balls, no strikes. 7-0 is the score. We're in the first inning. There's a high fly to left. Lee Basin drifting. Top of the second inning, 7-3 is the score. The defending world champion Smythe Sox are on top. Bruce Meade is the batter, the right fielder, and he doubled his first time up. And here is a shot out to the shortstop. Williams, you talk about playing deep. And the throw a little bit high for the first baseman Taylor as it goes into the bat rack.
He was playing too deep. He was hoping to catch a line drive. I don't think he really had any idea that he could throw him out.
I'm not sure he could have thrown him out from that distance.
No.
Probably give him a hit on it.
Bruce, we didn't mention, is the most famous person playing slow pitch softball. He's the most recognized name and individual in the game.
Bill Gaddy hit a tremendous home run over the left field fence. Will be the next batter. He scored Meade in front of him in the first inning for the second and third runs of the inning. Bill Gaddy, of course, is a right-handed batter and stands slightly open in the box, steps into the ball, watches the first one go outside for ball one.
If he catches on the inside, he'll hit it probably mostly to the left center side. That's where he's trying to hit it, it looks like. He played for the World Football League years back.
Well, he looks like he could. 250 pounds, and he put most of that behind this shot, which is going to be out of here. Way over the left field fence as Lee Benson watches it sail out. And that will score Meade in front of him, and Gaddy, with his second home run of the night, makes it a 9-3 ball game.
That was almost light high. He got it up in his eyes, and he hit it up in the lights.
So Gaddy is 2 for 2 tonight, both home runs, and 4 RBIs to his credit.
That's what we were mentioning earlier. Anything that's inside, they got to catch it. And this one here, no way.
Boy, he really uncoils on that pitch, doesn't he?
He hit it. He turned on it. Turned his hips on it real good.
That'll bring up Billy Blake, the designated hitter. Blake jumps on the first pitch, and he will send that one out of the ballpark as Tommy chased it to the fence and looked up as it sailed over his head. And Blake is now 1 for 2 tonight after popping up to the shortstop on his first trip. That'll make it a 10-3 game.
Well, there's an old saying in this sport, if you can get loose that first swing and you're still close, you're okay because you're getting loose. Well, they're getting loose, aren't they?
Rick Wheeler steps into the batter's box. Wheeler singled to left his first time up in the first inning. So he is 1 for 1 and takes the first pitch in there for a strike. Wheeler will stand straight away in the box. Now you notice that Bud Nelson stands well back behind the mound sometimes. Here is a high fly ball, left field. That's going to be way out of here. That one got up in the lights itself.
It did. It was hit about 350 feet, it looks like. Light high. He's over there telling him he missed it.
Well, that's a 6th home run picked up by the Smythe Sox here in the ball game so far. They lead it 11-3, and we're in the top of the second inning. Nobody out.
Well, Herlemeyer last time, he hit a home run in his first at bat as a Smythe player, so he's 1 for 1 with a homer.
And Herlemeyer can put 250 pounds behind it also.
Right.
He makes his home in Tampa, Florida. Lists his occupation as real estate, huh? I bet you most of these guys, this is almost a full-time job for them, isn't it, Mark?
Well, they've got to get off work about Thursday, at least. They get back to work late Monday. But it's a hobby, but it's a heck of a hobby, isn't it?
Well, I tell you, a lot of fun.
Get to see the country.
You sure do. Travel all around. Here's a tremendous drive, left field. Benson's going to watch this one sail over his head again. I'll tell you what, Basin rather out there is going to have to go to his chiropractor the way he's having to look up and watch that ball sail over his head.
He's got a crick in his neck right now. I know that. He's talking about it. He's talking to his brother-in-law behind the fence, I believe, back there now. But you know, the game, this is a long game, and I've seen them come back from 11-3 before. They've got to get them out sometime, though.
Well, that is the 4th home run in 5 batters here in the second inning. 12-3 is the score. The Smythe Sox lead. Cecil Whitehead steps in. He flied to left last time.
He's an excellent defensive player, too. That's what Smythe has over most of the other major teams. They can hit with him, but they can play defense, and this is one of the reasons. Whitehead's a premier defensive player. He and Hightower, one of the two best defensive players on the left side in the outfield and softball today.
Just to give you an idea of some of the hometowns of some of these people, he is from Valdosta, Georgia. So, really, this Smythe Sox team has people from all over the country, don't they?
Yeah, Florida, California.
And here's a long drive left field. That is way out of here. That may be one of the longest home runs we've seen tonight so far.
And they got him for defense.
So, home run number 5 of the inning. Makes it a 13-3 ball game as you see Whitehead cross home plate.
Hightower's next hitter, and he's telling me he's been working on hitting the ball out of the park going to right field.
See Whitehead uncoil out of that very closed stance. Of course, the power in slow pitch softball is provided by the hitter. Here is a high fly left field. Basin may have room on this one in front of the fence and will make the catch. Lee Basin makes the grab right in front of the fence, and that is out number 1 in the inning.
He didn't turn on it. He tried to do it with his arms instead of turning it. You got to turn on it to hit it out of here.
What is the key to hitting the ball out of here, Mark? You know, in fast-pitch softball, of course, the pitcher provides a lot of the momentum, but actually the hitter has to provide all the momentum here in slow pitch.
Right, it's waiting for knowing your pitch is number 1. You got to know your pitch. You got to wait for it, hit the closest thing to it, and you got to turn on the ball quick.
Attaboy, not hit.
Turned on that one pretty good and pounds it over the left center field fence. And that is his first home run of the night after a double in the first inning.
Yeah, John's been hitting a lot of balls this past winter, trying to keep that spot on the team. I think he's doing it.
7 runs on 7 hits in this particular inning, including 6 home runs. It is a 14-3 game now. And Bill Pollock steps into the batter's box. He singled to left his first time up.
1983, he hit about 300 home runs.
Here's a shot maybe in the gap in center field. Hits the fence on the fly about halfway up. Pollock digging for second base. And will jog in as the relay comes in from the shortstop Williams. And Pollock is in with a stand-up double.
You can see by watching this CC team that they do have fundamentals down, and on their level, the Class A level, Smythe's open, but on the Class A level, you can see they're a sound fundamental club.
Buddy Slater, the pitcher, steps into the box. He singled up the middle his first time. So he's 1 for 1. Do these guys lift weights?
Nearly all of them do. Nearly all of them lift weights.
There's a shot right back to Bud Nelson, the pitcher, who will fire it over to Taylor at first base, and that will retire Buddy Slater. That'll be out number 2 of the inning.
Buddy was just trying to hit it up the middle, and I don't think he meant to hit it on the ground, though.
So 2 men gone, and a runner at second base as Pollock has to hold, and that will bring up the leadoff batter, Doug Brown. Brown homered his first time, flied to left to make the last out of the first inning, and here's a fly ball, deep left field, and that is going to be out of here.
Right under the lights.
Tommy and Basin went over and looked up and watched it sail out, and Pollock will score in front of him as Doug Brown receives the congratulations from his teammates.
Looks like they might need to make a pitching change a little bit, move it around, and Smythe's just in a groove right now.
9 runs in the inning. Another look at it as Brown rips it out over the left field fence. And Bruce Meade, the batter.
Bruce is measured to hit one 510 feet.
We're still in the second inning. Here's a shot over the center field fence. It's out of here. So Bruce Meade pounds his first home run of the night after doubling and singling his first 2 times up.
He hits a hard ball, line drive, doesn't he?
No doubt.
Don't want to be a pitcher and catch one of those.
8 home runs in the inning now for the Smythe Sox. 10 runs in this inning, so that makes it a 17-3 game. Here's another look at that swing. You can see how he uncoils, and check the arms out on these guys too.
I think we mentioned Bill's 5'10", 250 batter now.
2 home runs tonight. 2 for 2, 2 home runs.
He's been on 8 World Championship teams, this hitter.
Here's the next pitch to him. And he rips this one, but it's going to be foul. Get a look at that sunset out there as the ball lands clear out there in left field, but this one is a foul ball.
Needs to wait on it. That's what caused that. He just needs to wait on it. A little too impatient. Get it out in front of him.
This one is popped left side. Basin moving over near the line and will make the catch for the final out of the inning. So Gaddy flies to left, and that will retire the Smythe Sox finally here in the 2nd inning. They came up with 10 runs in the inning. We go to the top half of the 3rd inning. Smythe Sox are leading it 17-5. Billy Blake, the designated hitter, will be the first man to step into the box. He's 1 for 2 tonight. Popped to the shortstop his first time up Williams, and then pounded it over the left field fence his last time. Let's talk a little bit about the wind. A wind blowing out and a wind blowing in. How does this aid a team such as, say, Bryan, who obviously is a big underdog in this ball game, going against the world champions, Mark?
Well, Bryan doesn't really have that much power. They need a big wind blowing in a lot to help them.
And this is Blake as he rips it out of the ballpark way over that left field fence for his 2nd home run of the night.
But if they had 10 players who could hit the ball out on occasion, and they had the wind blowing out, they can get it up in the wind, and their 290 footers are now 310, and Smythe's 310s are now 400, so we're all even again. So right now they don't have enough power hitters. They need a gale wind blowing straight in, and they just don't have it.
Here's another look at Blake as he pounds it over that left center field fence, and that will bring up Rick Wheeler. And the first pitch to him is ball 1. One and one. Inside, ball 2. So 2 balls and 1 strike. There's a ground ball out to Williams in short. Can't find the handle on it. And Wheeler will end up on first base. And that will probably be an error charge to Williams.
He was trying to throw it before he had it. Just rushing himself just a little bit.
Erlenmeyer, the catcher, steps in. He has homered both times up tonight and has accounted for 2 of those runs.
He's going to make a great addition to this Smythe team. This is one of the reasons that on paper they're the best slow-pitch softball team in history. He's one of the reasons right now.
First pitch to him is ball 1, a little bit low. Kind of unusual that you don't see hardly any left-handed batters, Mark. Why is that?
Well, I don't know. It's just this particular situation. But if you look around the country, most of the real power hitters swing from that side.
And Erlenmeyer draws a base on balls. Got to be tough to stand up there and have the patience to draw a walk.
Yeah, it does, but that shows that he is, number 1, a team player, and number 2, he knows his pitch. He didn't see it, and he wasn't going to make an out or hope to hit it out of the park, and that's what makes him one of the better hitters.
Cecil Whitehead is the batter, and he's 1 for 2. Homered his last time up over the left field fence, flied to left his first time. Whitehead stands with a very closed stance and will stride into the softball.
He was a 2nd-round pick for Baltimore years ago, and jumped into this game, and he started off his first team, I believe, was a national champion team.
He got out in front of that one a little bit and pulled it foul over the fence down the left side over the third base dugout. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Whitehead. Brett Hightower is the on-deck batter.
He's a smart hitter. He's a smart hitter, this Cecil.
And he gets all of that one as he rips it to left field, and a nice grab out there by Lee Basin. Well, not a grab, it went over his head, actually. It looked like he was going to come up with it.
Sure did.
But he didn't quite get it, and hustling around to score was Rick Wheeler and Mark Perlemeyer rather, the catcher. And Whitehead ends up on second base.
Hightower's new to this major level ball. He started off in '85 when he played for me and led the team in hitting, and in '86 Smythe kept him and he made the all-world team. Young player, one of the top 3 players to ever come out of the city of Houston.
Brett Hightower is the batter. Hightower homered, fly to left. And he lofts a high fly ball to Basin out in left. And now it's Tommy who calls him off and will make the catch. And tagging and going to third base. That'll be Perlemeyer.
Well, we don't have a run rule.
Right, I was looking around a while ago as Basin did catch that ball a while ago.
I thought he did.
Yeah, he did catch it. They were tagging up and running.
Right.
I looked down and saw him running.
Right.
But there are 2 outs.
You look on the player profile, you've got on here his hobbies are golf and eating, and I've seen him eat a lot of food.
And Grissom doubled and homered. And it's 3 balls and no strikes to him. 2 men are out now here in the top half of the 3rd inning. Bryan trying to get out of this inning with not too much damage for a change. It's a hard smash past the glove of Valenta at third base.
Well, you got to get in front of it to catch it, number 1, and he got by him pretty quick, though.
And Grissom went hustling into second base. And another run scores. So that makes it 20-5. Bill Pollock's the batter, the first baseman. Runner at second, 2 men out. As Pollock rips it left center field. Tommy going way back to the fence, looking up, it is out of here. So Grissom will score in front of Pollock. And Pollock has his first home run of the night.
Well, we're getting a good crowd out there behind the fence. We're not going to lose any balls tonight anyway, are we? If you notice, they're all on the left side. We haven't had anything go over on the right side.
Really haven't. Let's take another look at it. Boy, those guys really uncoil on that ball.
6'6", 295. He can miss it and hit it out of here, I think.
Buddy Slater, 1 for 2. Going to have a pinch hitter for Slater, maybe. Yeah, let's check it out.
Gary Pica.
Gary Pica will be hitting for Buddy Slater. And Pica can hit it, too.
We've got free substitution out here.
Pica gave it a ride, but Basin chased it down right in front of the fence and made a nice catch. So Pica flies out to top half of the 4th inning from the Bryan Athletic Complex. Doug Brown, the leadoff batter, rips the pitch over the head of Basin out in left field for a home run, and that will be Brown's 3rd home run of the night and the 22nd run for the Smythe Sox.
He hit it right into that wind now. We've got a little drifting wind coming across from left to right. He just hit it up in it, 325 feet. Real smooth swing.
Let's check it out again.
Bruce Meade.
Boy, he had a rip at it, didn't he?
He did.
This is Bruce Meade stepping into the batter's box.
He lives in Florida. He's a sheriff. Bruce is a sheriff.
Well, he looks like he could be a sheriff.
Yeah, when he pulls you over, I guess you say yes, sir, don't you?
Got that mustache? Check that out.
The old open A's.
Right.
He's been a 20-time All-American, and he's played on 11 national championship teams, and he takes a walk. The best hitter in softball.
How about that? A base on balls.
Team player.
Bruce Meade.
They may need that run later, Gary.
Oh, I don't know about that. Tell you what, Mark, we may be here all night.
Well, maybe we can get home for David Letterman Sunday, okay?
Bill Gaddy into the batter's box, and Gaddy has himself a 2-for-3 night going. 2 home runs, flied to left his last time. Bud Nelson going to take a little bit of time out there on the mound. A runner at first base, nobody out, 1 run in here in the top of the 4th inning.
Years ago when they had pro softball, Gaddy played all those years, and he was a 6-time all-pro slow-pitch softball player.
I can see why. Here's the next pitch to him, and he pops that one into left center field. Here comes Tommy in on his horse, and camps under it and makes the catch. So for the 2nd time in a row, Gaddy didn't quite get all of it and popped it into left field.
Right. CC, they've got them played right inside the park, don't they?
As long as you can keep them inside, huh?
They're hitting them 450 right over left center fielder's head.
Billy Blake has 2 home runs and 3 trips at the plate, and popped out to the shortstop Williams his first time up.
He can hit as far as anybody in the game. He's one of the 5 longest hitters on this Smythe team. When he pulls one, he's going to pull it 400 feet.
2 balls and no strikes to him. And a strike in there by Bud Nelson. 2-1. Kind of get a kick out of the pitchers the way they throw the ball up there and then start backpedaling, Mark.
Yeah, he wants to get as far away as he can from Billy.
Billy's going to wrap this one deep left field over the fence for a home run, his 3rd of the night.
That was a line drive. If he gets it up, it's going to be even further.
And you can see Blake trotting around the bases, and there goes Bruce Meade in front of him. So 2 runs will cross the plate on that home run. 2 more RBIs. Watches that ball all the way in and just unloads on it.
He got all of that 285 pounds in it.
That makes it 24 now for the Smythe Sox. Rick Wheeler is the batter.
A couple of years ago, Rick here won a couple of little home run derby tournaments out in Anaheim against Bruce, and last year Bruce got the title back.
There's a sharp ground ball up the middle out into center field, where it will be picked up by the left center fielder, Tommy, as he returns it to the shortstop, the cutoff man, Williams. And that'll be a base hit for Rick Wheeler. Wheeler, one of the smaller guys at 225, I guess, huh?
Right, but he's got 6'2" on him.
So Wheeler is 3 for 4 tonight. That brings up Mark Perlemeyer, the catcher. Perlemeyer's 2 for 2 in a walk and has scored 3 runs. And his 2 hits have been home runs, both over the left center field fence.
He's a patient hitter. He waits for his pitch, and it's one of the reasons Smythe's got him on this team.
Ball 1. Ball 2.
The secret to this game is recruiting. You get the players, and really a manager, what he can do is foul it up. If he'll just stay out of their way, let them play, and there's not a whole lot of strategy to it, really.
And really, Mark, this is a relatively young team. I don't mean by the sense of young in age. Here's Williams at shortstop. The 2nd for 1. Relay to first is by the first baseman, Taylor. So the force at 2nd on Wheeler as he is out of there, 6 to 4. That'll be out number 2. Perlemeyer is going to be safe on the fielder's choice at first base. But what I was saying is this is a team that really got started in 1984, so this is only the 3rd year of this particular ball club.
Well, the Smythe team you're talking about?
Yes.
Yeah, in 1984 he had a little C team, and 85 he put together an A club. And that's the one that I managed the World Series when I retired, and he's improved that team many times over.
Cecil Whitehead is the batter. Takes that one in for a strike to even it at 1-1. left center field. Tommy makes a nice grab out there in front of the fence. Good job.
Excellent play
by the left center fielder, Chris Tommy. And the Smythe Sox are retired here in the 4th inning. And they only picked up 3 runs in this particular inning. We go to the top half of the 5th inning as Doug Williams lofted a fly ball to left field, and just a great running catch by Cecil Whitehead out there. A diving catch as he came up with the softball for the 3rd out of the inning.
That's what separates that Smythe team from the other big teams. They play defense too. They take that hit away from you. That's what they do so well.
The score is 24-9. Britt Hightower 1 for 3. He doubled for his hit.
If he gets in a groove, he's going to hit a bunch of them to left center and in the lights.
Hightower flied to left on his last 2 trips and doubled to left his first trip to the plate. Takes a strike. And here's a ground ball out to Williams at short. Nice dig. Fires over to his first baseman, Taylor. That'll be all for Hightower.
Excellent play. Hit the ball right at him. Didn't hesitate and fired a strike over to first base.
Number 16, Butch Evans.
Butch Evans comes to the plate for the first time. He went in to pitch last inning, and this will be his first trip to the plate. One ball, 1 strike to him.
Butch is trying to win him a spot on this club.
Valenta with a nice scoop over there, but can't make the play at first base.
Just missed a few people over there behind the first base.
Heads up.
Who we got coming up now? Pollock. Bill Pollock. They're moving him in and out now.
Pollock is the first baseman, and he is 3 for 3. Homered his last time up over the left field fence. And here's the first pitch, a little bit low. Pollock takes it deep to center field. The center fielder is there. Elkins will make the grab and the tag, and going into third base safely on the play after the tag is Evans.
This is shortstop Pica up. Played for San Antonio a little bit last year, and they picked him up. Defense, base hitting, good all-around player. He can play anywhere.
Here's a shot just past the outstretched glove of Williams out in the left field. Evans will come around to score.
He never hesitated when he hit it, Gary. He was going to second base the whole time.
So Pica with his first hit. And run number 25 scores as Evans comes in. 25-9. By the way, on the mound is Jerry O'Bannon. Dwight Treadwell will be the batter, and this will be his first trip to the plate, as he will bat in the place of Doug Brown.
He's played for a couple of good teams in the country, Lealco and Star Path. He's trying to get a shot here, and he hit a long one.
He's got that one over the lights.
Well, he's making Tim Smythe smile now.
Boy, howdy. Treadwell did give that one a ride, and that will score Pica in front of him.
He was a Kodak All-American years ago.
Take another look at it. Boy, does he unwind on it. I'll tell you what, Mark, this game is a statistician's nightmare.
It sure is. Exhibition, free substitution.
Bruce Meade is the batter. Handlebar mustache and all as he steps in. O'Bannon, as we mentioned ago, is on the mound. He is the pitcher as he came in to pitch this inning. And, of course, he was the catcher, started the game behind the plate. Johnny Wright is behind the plate. He's the catcher now.
This is the first outing for Smythe this year. They just got together yesterday, first time since last September when they won the World Series, and they look great.
Meade lofts a high fly
Over the
ball.
lights.
Yes. And when I say high, we really mean high. It's out of here.
Over the lights all the way.
So that'll be his second home run of the night and his third hit of the evening, and he has scored 5 runs.
The pitcher's just saying, boy, I'm glad he didn't hit it to me.
Boy, can you imagine a line drive coming back at you on the mound from one of these big guys?
They play some of these games on AstroTurf infields, and it gets to you quick.
Meade says there's no doubt about that one.
Years ago, Gary, when we first started out, they used wooden bats and mushy balls and played on 275-foot fences, and you may have 3 home runs a game. It's changed a lot.
I guarantee you. And we have just had another home run. This one is over the head of Basin in left field, and this is Bill Gaddy. And that is Gaddy's 3rd home run of the night.
Hit that one on the line, turned on it. They've been working out about 6 weeks each on their own. He calls them and they meet at a different city. They get a couple of swings in practice. They come out here and do their thing.
I'm trying to count up all the home runs here. Let's see, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I have 16 home runs. And I could be missing 1 or 2 here.
What I predict, 20? I'm going to be short.
Billy Blake is the batter. Jerry O'Bannon on the mound. Started the game behind the plate. And that pitch is outside. And so is that one. Ball 4. So Blake draws a base on balls.
I don't think he was intentionally trying to walk him. He just couldn't get the ball close to the plate.